Hey guys, sorry it's been a while since my last video, but I've actually been working on a pretty big project that took up a lot of my time, and I'm up in my room today, and I thought I'd just give you guys a quick little look. Now I'll go into more detail in the future, but I thought I'd just give you a little preview. I've actually been working on my own little greenhouse up in my room. I've always wanted a greenhouse, and by no means is it huge, but it's a pretty big little space. It's 6 feet by 5 feet by 3 feet deep. It's got 4 LED lights. They work really well for me. I have a couple plants on the outside that don't need the humidity, but maybe just some of the light. And this just rolls right out of the way. And then I have a latch down here that I can just unlatch, and that just holds the humidity a little bit better. And the door swings wide open. Now it's pretty cool. Before I open the door, it's sitting at about 93% humidity. And I've got things like some Nepenthes, bunch of different orchids that are in bloom. My first ever Catasetum that's in bloom. It's got a really good smell in here from those orchids. Then I've got some smaller Nepenthes up here. Little Dendrobium orchid. This was off of a keiki actually. Some air plants in here. Bunch of different orchids in the back. Some ficuses. More ficus, all sorts of different plants. So I'm not really going into huge detail. Some of my bonsais, just giving you a look at the actual greenhouse. It's really nice. All these shelves, if need be, I can actually turn up. They're just on chains, so they can go directly up. And then I've got some bigger dendrobiums down here. Some cedar cuttings. I've got a lot of African violets back in there. Some Asian violets back there that I did a video on. And some more African violets. I also have it hooked up to just a reptile humidifier. Whoop. And if I close this, you can actually see where the humidity, that's the little humidity gauge as well. If I close this up and turn the humidifier back on, you can see it will start to pump out all that nice humidity. Now it usually takes about 30 minutes to really fill this whole thing up. You know, from like 50% humidity, which is basically what my room is, to the 90-ish humidity that I like my greenhouse to sit at. Now after opening that door, it's already dropped down all the way to 65%. So a lot of humidity comes out obviously when I open the door, so I like to keep it closed. For a while this door didn't sit perfectly tight. That's why I ended up putting that latch down there. The front is a nice just clear plexiglass. All the framing is 2-inch by 1-inch pieces of wood all the way around, and then the siding that goes around the whole thing other than the door is actually just a piece of plastic you put down for painting. I believe it's 6 millimeters thick, or it might even be 4 millimeters thick. By no means would I use this on an outdoor setup that is going to have to deal with, you know, the elements, wind, things falling on it. But since it's inside, it really just needs to hold the humidity. Nothing's really going to be fighting it. Alright, well, I hope you like my greenhouse. I'm going to have lots of videos to come. I actually have to reorganize it just a little bit because the humidity, the way the fog comes in right now, it goes to the bottom and then it builds all the way up to the top. So some of my things on the bottom, like those African violets and Asian violets, are getting a little bit too much humidity, whereas the top shelves, they're still pretty humid, but it's not sitting in the fog as much. So I need to reorganize the shelves, the African violets and Asian violets are doing really well, but towards the middle of the plant, or really just the outside leaves, they tend to die a little bit faster than, African violets and Asian violets usually do. So I just need to reorganize that just a little bit so, those are moved up. Maybe I can put some of my more humid-loving plants a little bit lower down. So look forward to those updates. I might do, a greenhouse tour if you guys want that. Let me know. I'll go through all the plants I have in there and maybe even some of the updates that I'm going to do to the greenhouse. So just let me know in the comments below. So thank you for watching, and until next time, happy planting!